Welcome everybody to our Easter service here from Clyde Coast and Garnock Valley Crematorium. Today's service is being conducted by the Reverend Jonathan Fleming, minister at St John's Largs and Cumbrae. So, please join us and welcome everyone.
Thank you, Philip. Hello everyone and welcome to this Easter reflection. My name is Jonathan Fleming, as Philip already said, and I'm a Church of Scotland minister in St John's in Largs and over on the Isle of Cumbrae, and it's great to be with you as we share in this Easter reflection. In the Christian tradition, we are currently navigating Holy Week as we go from the triumphant entry of Jesus into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday and edge closer and closer until the culmination on the cross of Calvary when Jesus breathes his last on Good Friday. Over these last 12 months or so, a number of people have been unable to celebrate the life of a friend or a loved one in all its fullness as a result of our recent pandemic that we have been journeying through as a nation. Many people have felt robbed of an opportunity to mark the occasion of saying goodbye or in faith farewell for now in a funeral service, whether it be here in a crematorium or indeed at a cemetery or a place of worship. Although we may not have all been infected by COVID-19, we have all been affected by COVID-19. And for some, we may not have fully realised the effect it has had on us. In the Easter story, we read that when Jesus died, his body was taken down from the cross, and because of the regulations surrounding the Jewish Sabbath, Shabbat, Jesus' body was taken down, wrapped in a linen shroud, and placed in a tomb that was made of solid rock. And then a large stone was rolled across the entrance to the tomb. They had to wait 3 days before they could actually return to the body. But for us, we have not had that opportunity to return because of the circumstances that surround the funeral process at the time. But in the Christian faith, we trust that death is not the end. We trust that death does not have the final word. The late Billy Graham once said that death is not the end of the road, but the gateway to eternal life beyond the grave. And it is that hope that we celebrate at Easter time. Because as we know, as readers of the story, rather than participants, we know that that is not the end. 3 days later, after the Sabbath was over, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome bought spices to go and anoint the body of Jesus. Very early on Sunday morning, at sunrise, they went to the tomb. And on the way, they said to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance to the tomb?" It was a very large stone. Then they looked up and saw that the stone had already been rolled back. So they entered the tomb, where they saw a young man sitting on the right, wearing a white robe, and they were alarmed. "Don't be alarmed," he said. "I know you're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is not here. He has been raised. Look, here is the place where they put him. Now go and give this message to his disciples, including Peter. He is going to Galilee ahead of you. There you will see him, just as he told you." So they went out and ran from the tomb, distressed and terrified. I wonder if both Marys and Salome, in that moment, also felt robbed of the opportunity to do right by Jesus, to put the spices and the oils on his body, and to do that last one loving act of saying goodbye. But the crematorium, the cemetery, the church, it's not the end. Because in faith we trust that our loved ones are still with us. And one day we trust that we will be reunited. There is hope. And it is the message of Easter that gives us that hope. We are not people of Good Friday. We are people of Easter Sunday, where we celebrate the hope found in resurrection. There are signs of new hope everywhere around us just now as summer beckons and we see the bulbs slowly coming out of the ground, the flowers blooming, the trees filling with beautiful green leaves, and the sun glistening on the snow-capped mountains as we edge into the hopeful time of spring. There's actually a beautiful hymn that I'd love to share with you just now. I'm not going to sing it, but rather I'm going to read it. And it's known by many as the Hymn of Promise. In the bulb there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree, in cocoons a hidden promise, butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter there's a spring that waits to be, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. There's a song in every silence, seeking word and melody. There's a dawn in every darkness, bringing hope to you and me. From the past will come the future, what it holds a mystery, unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. In our end is our beginning, in our time infinity. In our doubt there is believing, in our life eternity. In our death a resurrection, at the last a victory. Unrevealed until its season, something God alone can see. Friends, at Easter we celebrate that love conquers all, even death. And I hope that at this time, and as you journey in your time of grief, you will know and you will trust that love wins and that death is not the end. Let us join in singing the traditional Easter hymn, Thine Be the Glory.